Welcome back again. In part 1, we have discussed two properties of correlation coefficient. Property number 1, correlation coefficient is independent of any units of the given data. Property number 2, the limits of correlation coefficient are plus or minus 1. It lies in between minus 1 to plus 1. Now, we discuss remaining two more properties. What is property number 3? In this part 2, I explained two properties of correlation coefficient, another two properties of correlation coefficient. Property number 3, effect of change of origin and scale on correlation coefficient. This is one of the important property actually to specify. Why? Because what is the change of origin and scale? What effect took place on the correlation coefficient, which leads to many important conclusions and many kinds of derivations we can do in the results, and also it makes simplicity to calculate the problems. It's very important. Many of the non-statistic students do in this fashion only. They usually calculate summation, for example, summation ui vi, the deviations they consider. That is because of this particular simplicity. Now come and explain. We go and explain this particular result, the property. Effect of origin and scale, scientifically and mathematically, if we want to explain how mathematically it is going to be considered. I have explained some particular classes in the first year, but even then just I explain for 1 or 2 minutes. So how it takes place and what is meant by effect of origin and scale. First of all, we have to learn this. For example, you consider there are two variables x and y. We will see the effect of x and y. There are two variables in the bivariate data, and I have considered x in this particular fashion. So for example, 10, 20, 30, 40, etc. And y is also has some particular values. You consider 15, 25, 35, 45, etc. I have considered with uniform differences, with uniform width, because to explain clearly. That's only the purpose of taking this is to explain clearly. Now come and consider the graph here. If you consider the graph here, but I am considering 10 here, 20 here. Don't think that I am going the negative axis. I start 0 here. Okay, 10, 20. This is for example 30. It is 40. It is 50. So let you, for example, remove it so that you can understand very easily. If I consider u is equal to, for example, I am writing here u is equal to, concentrate on this particular x. We will see the y later. U is equal to x minus a. For example, I am considering 30. I am also considering 50 and 55 here. X minus 30. If I consider u is equal to x minus 30, then this particular values becomes this minus 2, minus 20, minus 10, 0, 10, 20. Okay. Now we consider here x minus a. X minus a here. This is x. This is what exactly? This is x. I remove this and so that I can write here. This is what x. Now x minus a, that is x minus 30. So which means x minus a. Okay, this is x minus a if you consider the arbitrary point a. What is x minus a? Now it will be minus 20, minus 10 and 0, 10, 20. For example, here it is 0. Okay. So actually the origin, as per your knowledge is concerned, the origin is here. This is the origin. Now it is shifted to here at the value 30, which means it is shifted to here. Okay. The same values. I don't plot here. Okay. I don't take the value here as well. The lines here. Okay. Hope you are able to follow this. So this is the value I consider. Then origin is going to be shifted. Instead of 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, I have considered a particular suitable scale. And originally origin is here at 0. Now origin is shifted to 30. You see here. This is the minus 20, minus 30, minus 20, minus 10, 0, 10, 20, etc. If you subtract a value, origin will be shifted. That is the meaning of this. Mathematically, you have to learn graphically what is the meaning of shifting the origin. What happens if you shift the origin? That's very important. Rather than just deriving the formulas u is equal to x minus a by h and then x is equal to a plus hu and y is equal to b plus kv, etc. It's all known. Rx, y is equal to ruv. Learning all things. If you learn clearly what is the effect of origin, what is the effect of scale, then only you can understand. You can easily interpret the points which are behind the concept, and as well as in applications, that is in calculation. In calculation part, if you do a particular thing, you can easily observe that the clear picture, that's clear values are going to be obtained. Hope you understand that this is the part of shifting. Originally the x values are these, and if you shift the values of x minus 30, x minus a, if you do it, that is this a indicates in the formula, I am writing the formula here, x minus a by h. This a indicates shifting the origin. This a indicates shifting the origin. A indicates shifting the origin. What is h now? Now you see, what is h? This h. H now indicates, hope you can understand now. H indicates shifting the scale. It is here only origin shifted from here to here, from 0 this particular origin to this origin shifted to here. Now what about the scale? If you divide with some number, of course not 1. No effect will take place if you divide with 1, except 1. Okay? You can divide with any number except 1. So that is usual. You know that if you divide with 1, the number will not be affected. 4 by 1 is 4, 5 by 1 is 5. No effect, like that, like as well here. So if you consider h is equal to 10 here, I am considering 10. H is 10, a is 30. Okay, that which means this is the first shifting. Another shifting I am writing here. U is equal to x minus a by h is equal to x minus, I write here, x minus 30 divided by 10. A is equal to 30, h is equal to 10. Right? If I consider like this, then values are x minus 30 already we did, or we can calculate this 10 minus 30 divided by 10, minus 20 divided by 10, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. 30 minus 30 divided by 10 and 30 minus 20 divided by 10, 40 minus 30 divided by 10, 50 minus 30 divided by 10. So now you see here, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So next values are minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. That is u is equal to x minus is equal to x minus 30 divided by 10. These are the values of next values. If we consider this is the values, these are the values. Minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Actually, 10 to 20 there are 10 units. Similarly, 10 to 20 to 30 there are 20 units. 10 units, I'm sorry. 30 to 40 there are 10 units. 40 to 50 there are 10 units. Now you see minus 2 to minus 1, only 1 unit. Now scale is shifted. You remember and you recollect the point that on the scale we are considering here. You explain the scale of this. X is 1 centimeter is equal to, for example, 1 centimeter is equal to scale. I am considering scale. X axis. This is the procedure. Hope I write. Hope we write in the statistics and drawing the graphs of in statistics, right? And drawing a straight line, a parabola, etc., power curve, etc. Similarly, whatever the values we write, we calculate in this fashion. If you want to draw a graph, we draw the graph and then or simple for a frequency polygon or histogram, etc. You write the whatever the graph we did, then we write in the fashion that we write the scale. Hope you remember, right? X-axis, scale on x-axis. On x-axis, the scale is 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units, right? Here the scale 10 units. 1 centimeter, for example, you consider this is 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units. Here as well, scale not shifted. You observe the correct in a correct fashion. You observe the things in correct fashion here, in a right way. Minus 10 to minus 20 to minus 10. 10. Minus 10 to 0. 0 to 10. You observe here. 0 to 10. 10 units. 30 to 40. 10 units. So, here in the case x minus 30, the scale is not shifted. Only origin is shifted. Whereas you see here, minus 2 to minus 1, only 1 unit. Minus 1 to 0. 0 to 1, only 1 unit. 1 to 2, only 1 unit. That is now the scale is shifted. The scale, the origin is here only. That is from here to here origin shifted as well as scale shifted. You see here this is x minus 30 by 10. Therefore, origin is also shifted, scale is also shifted. If you do with only the number, if you divide with a number, only scale will be shifted. If you subtract with a number, only origin will be shifted. If you do both, origin will be shifted and scale also will be shifted. This is the meaning of in this case, if we consider scale on x-axis, scale on x-axis, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. So this is the difference. The scale shifted. In this case, the scale is going to be considered as an x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. This is what the concept behind it. The shifting the origin and scale. Shifting the origin and scale. Repeatedly we are doing it. We did in moments, calculation of moments. Whether the moments are independent of shifting the origin and scale or not. What is the effect is made on moments. Everything in a very concept we are doing this one. So shifting the origin and scale means this. Hope it took much more time, right? So hope you understand this, the concept, shifting the origin and scale. Shifting the origin and scale is this. Now we start the concept. Now we start the proof of this particular property. Hope you have all of you have understand this shifting the origin and scale, the concept of shifting the origin and scale. Now we take simply the point u is equal to, let u is equal to x minus a by h and v is equal to y minus v by k. For x on particular value I have considered for which represents shifting the origin and scale. For y another value, another variable I have considered v, y minus v by k to shift the origin and scale. That is to represent the shifting the origin and scale. It is going to be represented. It is going to be appeared in this particular variable. If you consider like this, then you have to calculate. You have to prove whether the correlation coefficient it is going to be affected or not. You have to calculate it. Okay. So in this x is equal to, I am considering a plus hu. If you take h left hand side and after that minus a left hand side, you will get this. X is equal to hu plus a. That is a plus hu. Similarly, you calculate this here. Y is equal to b plus kv. I am calculating expectation. I am calculating expectation of x next. Expectation of x is equal to, expectation of constant is a constant a plus h into expectation of u. H is a constant and I have taken outside. And similarly, expectation of y is equal to, b is a constant. So expectation of constant is constant. Expectation of b is b. And the expectation of constant into v, that is k into expectation of v. Now I calculate x minus expectation of x. X minus expectation of x. A minus a will get cancelled. Hu minus h into expectation of u. I'll take a common as h. So that h into u minus expectation of u. That is the value of x minus expectation of x. And also I calculate y minus expectation of y. Y minus expectation of y. It is going to be calculated by is equal to. So here b minus b. I am subtracting these two. Hope you are following here. Y minus expectation of y. I am subtracting these two. B minus b, 0, cancel. And kv minus k into expectation of v. So I am taking common as k. K into v minus expectation of v. Okay. I have to calculate one more term. What is that? X minus expectation of x into y minus expectation of y. And also whole square. So for which I calculate in the covariance of xy, sigma x, sigma y. So in both the terms, covariance of xy, sigma x, sigma y, we have these two terms only. X minus expression of x, y minus expression of y. Okay, I write here. Hope you are able to follow, right? I hope you are following these values. U is this and v is this. I have calculated x and y. And then I have calculated expectation of x and expectation of y. Then I have calculated x minus expectation of x and y minus expectation of y. These two values, I write these two values here, and so that I calculate covariance and variances. Right? So I write these values. So I calculate covariance of x comma y is equal to, what is covariance of x comma y? Expectation of x minus expectation of x into y minus expectation of y. So that is the reason why I have calculated these two values, x minus expectation of x, y minus expectation of y, which is nothing but now I substitute these two values, h into u minus expectation of u and k into v minus expectation of v. Right? Which means I am taking h and k, which are constant. I am taking outside of expectation. Therefore, it is hk into expectation of u minus expectation of u and v minus expectation of v. Right? Then what is this? Then what is this value? Expectation of u minus expectation of u into v minus expectation of v. Now you refer this, here only the formula, covariance of xy is equal to expectation of x minus expectation of x into y minus expectation of y. So this is expectation of u minus expectation of u and v minus expectation of v. So this is covariance of u comma v. This is covariance of x comma y, this is covariance of u comma v. Therefore this is covariance of u comma v. You understand? Now come to know that the calculations of sigma square x, sigma square y, but it's variance of x and variance of y. So it is hk into covariance of uv. I write the values here. I hope you understand this, so that I calculate the next value, right? So next value, I write this particular value here. Okay, this is hk into covariance of u comma v. Leave it, and then I am calculating the formula of sigma square x, that is variance of x. It is going to be calculated by expectation of x minus expectation of x whole square. So this is nothing but expectation of what is x minus expectation of x whole square? Expectation of x minus x, expectation of x minus expectation of x. The value is h into u minus expectation of u. That's what we have calculated in shifting the ordinance scale. The variable you have considered u, for which you have this result, right? So it's equivalent to be h square, h whole square, h square. I'm taking outside of expectations. Therefore, h square into expectation of u minus expectation of u the whole square. What is this? This is nothing but this. The variable here x, this is the variable u. Both are same. This is for variable x, this is for variable u. The terms, what I mean to say, both are same in the sense that the terms which are appeared are same, right? So x and u, here x, therefore it's variance of x, sigma square x. Here u, therefore it is variance of u, that is h square into sigma square u. That is sigma square x is equal to h square sigma square u. Okay, so therefore I am writing another formula here, sigma square x. So sigma square x, that is sigma x, here it is nothing but sigma square x is equal to h square sigma square u, which means sigma x is equal to h into sigma u. Why only the plus sign? It may not be, it may be plus or minus. Because it is plus sign, variance and standard deviations cannot be negative. Variance and standard deviation cannot be negative, therefore only plus sign. So now we calculate similarly another one, sigma square y, variance of y. We can easily simply write the values with the help of this. So I am writing here, I am calculating expectation of y minus expectation of y the whole square. So this is the value of y minus expectation of y is k into v minus expectation of v on calculation of, on consideration of the shifting the ordinance scale of another variable v. Another variable v we have calculated, please refer. So therefore it is nothing but k square multiplied by expectation of v minus expectation of v the whole square. Why? Because of k square is a constant, k whole square, k square is constant. I am taking outside of expectation. So this is also leading to the same formula, same kind of formula. Y v minus expectation of v, y minus expectation of y whole square. Whole square v minus expectation of v whole square. So therefore this is sigma square y, this is sigma square v. So which is nothing but is equal to k square sigma square v. Now I write the formula here. So therefore the formula here is sigma square y is equal to k square sigma square v, which is nothing but sigma y is equal to k into sigma v. This is nothing but k into sigma v. So these are the formulas obtained. Now we can calculate correlation coefficient. Now we see the calculation of correlation coefficient. What is the calculation of correlation coefficient? What is the formula? R. I am writing Rxy because I tell you, okay, to identify, because of two variables you have, xy one variable, uv another variable. So therefore I am writing the correlation coefficient of xy is Rxy. Now you see Rxy. What is Rxy? Covariance of x comma y divided by sigma x sigma y. Okay, we have all the values here. I am substituting the values here. Covariance of xy is hk into covariance of u comma v divided by sigma x is h into sigma u. Sigma y is k into sigma v. Do you understand this? Then I leave all the values. Just you only concentrate on covariance of xy, sigma x, sigma y. Covariance of xy is hk into covariance of uv. Sigma x is h sigma u. Sigma y is k sigma v. So therefore we can cancel out h and k. The remaining value is nothing but is equivalent to be covariance of u comma v divided by sigma u sigma v. What is this? Rxy. And what is this? Covariance of uv by sigma u sigma v. Covariance of xy by sigma y is Rxy. Covariance of uv divided by sigma u sigma v is what this particular value will be? Ruv. So this is Ruv. So this is Ruv. Covariance of uv by sigma u sigma v is like covariance of xy by sigma x sigma y is Rxy. Covariance of uv divided by sigma u sigma v is Ruv. Therefore Rxy is equal to Ruv. What is the final result? What is the final result? Rxy is equal to Ruv. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is correlation coefficient of x and y is same as correlation coefficient of u and v. That is the physical meaning. Correlation coefficient of x and y is nothing but correlation coefficient of u and v. Which means now you come back to the property and explain the property and expand the property how it is. Which means correlation coefficient is independent of changing the origin and scale. That is, even though you shift the origin and scale, correlation coefficient will not be affected. It is independent of shifting the origin and scale. It is independent of shifting the origin and scale. I hope you have understand. So correlation coefficient does not depend on shifting the origin and scale. Whenever if you shift the origin, for example x and y, you have subtracted the values, that is minus 20, minus 30, for example 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, etc. and which are the values, and then for example you have subtracted and divided x minus a by h. For example you got minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, etc. Then for which values if you calculate the correlation coefficient, which will be the same as the another particular values which you have to calculate, is original values you have calculated the correlation coefficient. The correlation coefficient is calculated for the original values is nothing but is equivalent to be the correlation coefficient calculated for shifting origin and scale values. The values for shifted origin and scale. Origin and scale are shifted. For those values if you calculate the correlation coefficient, both will be the same. So therefore this is the third property, effect of change of origin and scale. There will not be any kind of effect of the shifting the origin and scale on correlation coefficient, which purely is an independent. It does not affect Rxy and Ruv are same. And we learn the next property in the next part. Thank you.